Irish Guy, and how did everyone enjoy their Paddy's Day? Were you up all night getting sick into a toilet bowl after stupidly choosing to eat a leprechaun's head on a pie? Liverpool fans will feel that way. No, even worse, Liverpool fans will be walking around this week with such a horrible, sick feeling in their stomach, as if they just slurped their own grandma's breast milk out of a Teletubby sippy cup. I am going to say this. This was Manchester at its best moment since Rashford banged in a last-minute penalty at PSG 5 years ago. Actually, you know what? No. I'm sorry, but beating the horrible mortal enemy rivals Liverpool 4-3 with a last-minute winner in an FA Cup quarter-final, that trumps any comeback in Paris. This was actually, truthfully, probably Man United's best moment since winning the Premier League 11 years ago. Amad Diallo is a miniature Ivorian winger who has been left in the cupboard at Old Trafford since returning from a Sunderland loan, but I am sorry. Scoring a last-minute winner against Liverpool, that was worth the wait. That will do far more for his career than if he were just to score 13 goals on loan at Millwall this season. I mean, do you really think Erik ten Hag bothers to watch the championship? He'd probably sooner watch his grandma eating chocolate muffins that she stored up her bum on the plane. Does Diallo realize what he's actually done? Scoring a winning goal for Manchester United against Liverpool always boosts your career. Diallo has cemented himself as a modern day Manchester United legend, or at the very least a cult hero. I mean, Mikkel Sylvester was some horribly average French pudding of a centre half. Someone who looked a little bit like he was born in Area 51. He betrayed the club by switching allegiances to Arsenal, but because he once scored both goals in a win over Liverpool, he still gets invited to Manchester United Legend Games.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, my head's gone here. Ha 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 ha! Come on!
Do you see, Amad? Do you see what you have done? Do you see what you have caused? Ginger hasn't celebrated that furiously since Hermione agreed to let Ron sniff her feet on the Hogwarts Express. So that was an epic Manchester United win. That was a classic Manchester United performance of old. The speed, the intensity, the battling spirit, the electricity, the never give up attitude to come from 3-2 down in the final few minutes. That was Ten Hag's finest hour as Manchester United manager by some distance. I mean, come on. Even Anthony scored with his right foot. Sorry, what? Right foot. That was our generation's very own moon landing moment. Even now, I'm half considering filing a complaint to Ofcom, as I'm half inclined to believe that was fake. By the way, okay, everybody is whinging that Jurgen Klopp was short with a reporter. I'm sorry, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be annoyed if he wasn't irrationally angry after the match. This was his last ever FA Cup match, just fully extinguished forever. Never ever again will he have a chance to win the most famous and best domestic cup competition in the world. Yes, I know he will have another trip to Old Trafford next month, but still, losing in the final minute to your worst rivals? Klopp has never experienced a gut-wrenching final minute loss to Manchester United ever. I mean, the last time there was even a last minute winner in a game between these teams was John O'Shea 17 years ago. Losing in the final minute, it hurts. But losing in the final minute to Man United? He might as well have shoved a fork in his thigh. Lads, this was a 7-goal thriller. Yeah, there were 7 goals between these sides a year ago. It's just all 7 were scored by Liverpool. Of course he will feel sicker than a sheep that's just eaten 15 Kinder Eggs for brunch with all the loose toy bits stuck in his teeth. This was his last ever crack at the FA Cup. Of course he'll be devastated. Back in 2013, Manchester United were knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid, and the usually stoic crowd leader, some Alex Ferguson, was too distraught to even do a post-match interview because he knew. Nobody else knew, but he knew that was him at the Champions League, done forever. This Manchester United win was brilliant, but I have an apology to make to Manchester United. No, my apology is because over the last few years, I think I might have jinxed your club. I have always been wrong. I mean, I know what you're gonna say.
Oh, shock horror, Irish Guy. Your predictions have always been absolute pigeon muck.
Oh, really? Lads, I did my weekly Premier League predictions at the end of the last video. You know, the video where I finally did the couch forfeit? Yeah, do you know how heavy that was to lift? Well, lads, I just half-heartedly rattled the predictions off for this weekend in one breath on Friday evening. Let's take a look at what I said.
Burnley 2, Brentford 1, Luton Town 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Fulham 1, Tottenham 3, and West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. There's only 4 games. I'm not putting any... Okay, actually I will. Alright, okay, I will. If I don't get at least one correct scoreline, then I will chuck a glass of orange juice in my face.
Yeah, there were only 4 Premier League games on this weekend, and I got 50% absolutely spot on. Am I a genius? But lads, I have noticed a pattern. Whenever I've tried to gas up Manchester United in recent years, I have always fallen flat on my face. Go back to July 2021. This club tied up a deal for Borussia Dortmund megastar Jadon Sancho, and Oh, well, listen to this.
Players like Sancho are rare, and for just 73 million quid, it's a bargain. Here's my prediction. Jadon Sancho is going to score more goals for Manchester United than Ronaldo ever did. He's going to wind up having more assists at Old Trafford than David Beckham. Jadon Sancho is going to win the Premier League at Old Trafford. We are looking at this generation's English superstar. In terms of popularity, we're looking at someone about to approach Wayne Rooney levels of Goldfish Bowl levels of fame in this country. Within 5 years, he's going to be a modern-day celebrity.
David Beckham has 120 assists for Manchester United. Sancho has 6. Beckham literally has 20 times more assists for his club than Sancho. More goals than Ronaldo. Ronaldo has 145 goals for this club. Sancho, 12. In comparison to those Manchester United greats, Sancho is at all the end product of a melted penguin bar.
This guy, if he maintains his level of professionalism and drive, he's going to wind up as one of the greatest English players of all time. Jadon Sancho is as good now as Cristiano Ronaldo was at the age of 21. This is like when Man City signed David Silva, or when Chelsea got Eden Hazard, or when Arsenal signed Mesut Ozil.
David Silva, Eden Hazard, Mesut Ozil. Players like Sancho are rare. This feels like some mean-spirited, greedy 18-year-old wanting extra money for chips and booze, and so he goes down his local playground and tries to convince the Beansprout children to part with their lunch money for this super rare Jigglypuff. And why is that Pokemon card there? Because it's just some crude scribble on the back of a torn-off chunk of Weetabix box. I mean, this comment sums it up perfectly.
So Irish guy predicted Sancho to be like E Hazard. The problem is which one?
Yeah. Sancho at Old Trafford was like the Hazard at the Bernabeu. And you know what is the most tragic thing? People in the comments could already smell the wrong of my statements.
Well, now that Irish guy said this, Sancho will end up like Memphis, Demireya, and Sanchez.
Yeah, okay then. Considering now that Sancho is a banished bad boy, serving a 6-month-long detention in Germany, then what did I think about this club signing Mason Mount?
Mason Mount is a superb footballer. I don't care what anyone says. And the fact that Manchester United are paying just £60 million to sign him. Wow, Mount is going to be class. Eric Ten Hag will free him up as a purely attacking midfielder. I reckon he will spend 9 seasons at Old Trafford and establish himself as a modern-day Old Trafford legend. I reckon Mount is going to win the first ever Premier League title of his career at Old Trafford. And then 2 more. Honestly, by the time he's finished in 2032, he will have won 3 Premier League titles, 1 Europa League, 1 FA Cup, and will have reached 2 Champions League semi-finals. And because he's proper down with the kids, I reckon his name will be in the top 5 for Premier League shirt sales over the next 10 years.
The future of Manchester United. 9 seasons. A Manchester United legend. As it stands, considering his injuries, virtual anonymity in the dressing room, and the fact that his England career is being drowned in a pot of tinky winky vomit, and I'm just smelling a bit of Deli Ali off this bloke. To be fair, I will say this. Apparently Mount had the opportunity to leave Chelsea for Liverpool a year ago, only for his wage demands to be too high, so they just went and bought Dominic Szoboszlai instead. I think Mount at Liverpool, in a high-intensity, fast-paced, title-challenging team, he would have been immense under Klopp. I mean, come on, Ten Hag only really bought this guy because he ticked the box having played in Holland once. I mean, if he wasn't already a Liverpool legend, Ten Hag would probably right now be drooling over photos of Jordan Henderson, despite him being about as exciting as a bowl of pink Frosties, and who just got slapped up 4-0 at Villa Park. And oh, my horrible, optimistic Manchester United predictions, they don't stop there. Oh no, this was me last summer.
This is the perfect buy. Andre Onana has the potential to be the most spectacular goalkeeper on the planet. If Onana winds up at Old Trafford this summer, it will be the biggest game changer signing of any club in the Premier League. I cannot stress the importance of this guy enough. The calmness, the composure. It's almost sickening how good this guy is, but I promise you, if he moves to Manchester United, I can't underestimate just how much he will change this club. This man is absolutely top class and will be a huge upgrade on De Gea. This will be your Ederson.
This is the perfect buy. This will be your Ederson. Your Ederson. Your Ederson. No, Andre Onana is mostly look like a fancy Roy Carroll. Someone who absolutely crumbled like a Weetabix sandwich under even the slightest bit of pressure. And here is me trying to compare him to the best goalkeepers in the world. I wouldn't blame the guy if you still piningly be back at Inter Milan instead, considering they're about to win Serie A with ease. I mean, when Benfica and Roma both lost Ederson and Alisson to Man City and Liverpool, both clubs fell off a cliff the next season. Benfica, who had romped in the Portuguese league title in Ederson's final season, they then slipped to second. I mean, they had reached the Champions League knockout rounds with the Brazilian between the sticks. The second he sold to Man City, they lose every single Champions League group stage match, including a rotten 5-0 defeat at FC Basel. Again, Roma, in Alisson's final season, they finished 3rd in Serie A and were just 2 goals away from reaching a Champions League final against Real Madrid. I mean, the next season, with damp banana ice cream standard Robin also between the sticks, they finished 6th in the league, unconvincingly scrambled their way through the Champions League group before being knocked up FC Porto the first attempt. But Inter, in Onana's absence, they have been marvellous instead. That kinda good luck, Andre. They miss you about as much as I miss having chicken pox on my tongue. This was a terrific Manchester United win, but I'm sorry, Man United fans. I think I have cursed your club on so many occasions recently. But don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. I've been saying that Ten Hag is a ball, rotten toad with no ideas, no purpose, no nothing. But if he can galvanize his players to play like this every week, then maybe there is a future for him. This was his second win over Klopp. This will hurt for Klopp, but it is not his final trip to Old Trafford. Put it in the diary, 7th of April at Old Trafford. That match is going to be absolutely massive. Anyway, that's the end of it. Let me know, because what do you think? Let me know. What a crazy game that was. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give a like, share, and subscribe. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.